What's going on, guys? This is Jane Joker, Sneaker Principal, and welcome to this episode of the Sneaker Principal podcast. I have finally, I think, fixed the hot mess that I made off of my uploads. To kind of give you a reference point of what's been going on, I've had a rough couple of days creating content, but not necessarily posting them. And because one of the episodes I posted, episode 45, was corrupted, so it for some reason didn't fully upload. So I had recorded 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. But I was like, I have to record these days. But then this past Sunday, I had an hour and a half episode project that I'm doing, of a podcast I'm doing for the Confellows program for distinguished principals. So I interviewed an amazing principal from Miami. So that took the whole entire day. I'll be honest with you, sitting down to record an episode it's a bit taxing because it requires a lot of brain energy to host and engage another human being in that space. But I had a lot of fun with it. But then I told myself, technically, I guess I had created content that day, even though it's not going on my platform. But then everything just went haywire because I didn't take care of that episode that didn't upload properly. So I finally did that and uploaded all the footage for all the episodes I had done. But then episode 47 didn't fully upload and I ended up deleting it. So 47 was done, but it doesn't exist anymore. So now there's a gap between 46 and 48, then 49 and 50. Then yesterday was supposed to be 51. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't do it. Even though yesterday I did create content yesterday morning, but it wasn't 47. It wasn't 51. It wasn't 51. So that kind of sucks. But however, it's kind of an awesome journey here because I'm seeing how being organized is going to be very important for me to get this all done. I have this gnat that's bugging me, literally, gnat that's bugging me. So if you're watching this video, you're like, what is he doing? Is this gnat? I have plants in my space, which is important to keep the air clean. But then I have these gnats. I'm not sure where they're not. They come from my plants, which I don't think they come from the plants. I think they might be coming from my pipes. So I have to do some work this weekend to fumigate my pipes because these gnats are annoying. But yeah, so it's kind of hard trying to do a podcast episode. They're doing this. People probably thinking to myself like, is he losing his mind? But back to the episode. So yeah, I haven't had a day where I haven't created something. The posting and everything else has been the issue. So even though yesterday I did not create episode 51, I had to I had to create the tail end, I believe, of episode 49 because as I was recording 49 the evening before, I ran out of storage space, so I had to put in a new SD card, but didn't realize that the second half, which was still framed the same way, was out of focus. So when I went back to put it together, I was like, oh, snap. I went back to put it together yesterday morning so I could post it, and I realized the second half was completely out of focus. So I had to re-record the second half yesterday. So staying in line with my assertion and my goal of recording content every day. So I did record content yesterday. It just wasn't for the new episode. So yeah. So technically speaking, number-wise, I'm off by one, even though I create content every single day. So I have been creating or posting every single day. That has not stopped. It's just that I'm out of sequence. I'm back in sequence now because this is episode 50. This is technically episode 51. And I might do a 52 today as well to catch up. But yeah, so this is the challenge here. But I'll tell you this, it's still a lot of fun because it's allowing me to really make sense of a space and a world that I haven't truly fully committed to, like I am right now. And not only that, as the principal of a school that's really trying to work and tap into social media and content creation as the focus of my school. This is incredible. This is incredible for me because I can speak firsthand to the struggles of content creation. I can speak firsthand to what happens when you hit the wall and you're like struggling to figure out an idea, or even more so the difficulties of doing all this. Because you don't always feel like it being on to speak, in front of a camera, and but however, it's like going to work. You don't always feel like going to work, right? You don't always feel like going to school. But if you've committed to something, you still got to see it through. And I'll be honest with you, I'm being a little hard on myself mentally because I'm like, man, if I had just fixed that first video, episode 45, when I saw it that same day, I wouldn't have gotten to this weird, staccato of postings. But nonetheless, it's part of my learning curve, right? So, as I'm looking at the laptop right now, I have videos that I'm babysitting here, making sure that they're uploading properly. What's going on here? This is telling me I have to re-upload 46. I think this is what happened last time. 46. So yeah, I just have to stay on top of this. But back to those of you who are listening, not watching, I am in front of my laptop here looking at the 4 or 5 episodes I'm working on uploading right now. But my goal today is, before I leave this house, that all the episodes are uploaded. So all I have to do is at some point today just add the descriptions and thumbnails. But the hardest part is just uploading the actual video. And for those of you who are just like, man, this is a lot of work, or you're curious about being in the space, this is my advice. Create and upload. Even if you're only creating once a week or whatever the case is, don't do what I'm doing. Or if you do what I'm doing, you're dope. You're awesome, because this stuff is hard. But I'm just making sure. Did you upload? Okay, that's pending. This is 48. I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, like I was saying, if you're gonna do this, have fun with it and commit to it. But I'm back to my school. I'm kind of all over the place this morning. So today this week's officially the new semester, second half of the school year. So this is the time where I get to really fully engage in our theme as a school. The fall is a time we spent really organizing the instructional pieces and making sure we have all we need to be structurally grounded so the kids can do the work. My school is a little bit different than other middle schools, because in my school, I'm really pushing high school mentality and work ethic and work. So a lot of my kids are preparing for end of year exams that are really what they call the Regents, which are exams that are really geared towards high school kids, and has the benefit of kids, if they score high enough in these exams, earning high school credit while they're still in middle school. So this is what my kids are doing, which means it's a lot of heavy lifting for them and even for the teachers. And even though we had clubs and everything else like that in the fall, they weren't fully realized as they are going to be in the spring. So this week we're continuing with DJing, so the kids get to learn how to DJ, mix music. We also continue with cinema, which was really hard because we couldn't get a lot of kids to stay for cinema because of just the changing weather. So what happened was, because it was getting, the daylight, so it was, and the weather, it was getting dark earlier and colder. So parents were opting not to let their kids stay as late for after school. And we had podcasting that had an interruption, so it was a lot of issues. But now we're revamping podcasting, we're adding photography, and DJing. We continue with cinema. We're revamping. So all these spaces around digital communications, we're going all in the spring. But not only that, I'm also inviting parents to participate. It's not to participate as well. So the clubs of my school are going to look like, kids in there learning these hard skills, tempered with soft skills, because the great thing about content creation, it requires you to learn how to work with people, or even be forgiving of yourself as you're creating content. But also, the kids are going to be there doing it, and I've invited their parents to be part of it as well. Because one of the things that's very important to me is community engagement. How do I make sure parents and their kids are in spaces where often it's hard to get parents to find the time to be with their kids, to do things that are actually productive, rather than sitting in the house watching TV or just people in their own rooms. So I'm inviting parents to be there. So today I'm hoping to have at least 6 to 7 parents who are going to be sitting in class with their kids. The goal is within the next couple of weeks to have more and more parents who, even if they just pop in, to spend time with their kids in these clubs and learn alongside their kids as well. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this week and what's going to happen, and then moving forward. And I bought tons of cameras, tons of equipment, so the kids are really going to be engaging, and the parents are going to be engaging with them in learning with actual equipment. The other piece as well is this: our recording studio. Last year, I had the vision for this recording studio that was kind of like piecemeal to me. And this is my thing: when you give me something, I don't just see for what it is. I see it for what it could be. So I was gifted equipment for a recording studio by the superintendent of our district. But he said that the equipment was supposed to be built out at the district headquarters, but it made no sense because there's no kids in that building. So he was like, I want to put it in a space where kids can actually engage with it. So he gave it to me. The problem was now where. I had a space, but the space was old and antiquated, and I was able to convince folks to come in and revamp the whole entire room with no cost to the school at all. Cost a lot of money, but once that was done, the next step was to figure out how to complete the furnishing of with furniture and then also the remainder of equipment that's needed for the full studio to be realized. I mean, there's a recording booth, there's a control panel, all that, but no computer and no software. So, but not only that, the room itself is humongous, so it has space to also have stations. So what I wanted to do is have the recording station, but also have stations where students can sit, headphones, and create music, create beats. And then when the beats are completed, they can now transition into the into the booth and lay tracks or whatever the case may be. Audio engineering is not my thing, so that's why I'm struggling for words. But there's this grand vision. So finally, things are coming together for this now. So I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks, furniture will be in, all the equipment will be in. The equipment has already been ordered; it's on its way. I received 5 iMacs that are going to be that's being set up today into that room. Because I want my kids to have a space when they walk in, they know this is for real. This is something that doesn't exist anywhere else. Because if we want our kids to be engaged in the future, then we have to create a space for them that's future proof. That they're not just playing with the idea and the possibilities of things. That they're actually in that space engaging with equipment and tools that says, like, no, the things that you're learning right now are going to be valuable to you in the future. The things that you're learning right now are going to be not just playing like with the possibilities, but you're actually engaging in the realities. So I'm excited. I'm excited this week and what's happening the rest of the semester. And then on the 27th of February, we're going to be showcasing a lot of these things that we're doing to the world, to New York City schools, and those who are going to be attending a function, an event, a conference that we're doing on the 27th. But yeah, y'all, it is 5:25 a.m. Because I'm not going to the gym this morning, I got to hit the ground and get my workout in, my push-ups, my crunches, and get the blood flowing. And I am excited. I am excited about today and the rest of this week and what's happening the rest of this month. And a lot of work to be done. I still got to get a lot more parents to attend and come to and to make this thing that we're doing viable. But I know that what we have and what we're doing at my school, MS224, exploration and discovery, because I believe that every middle school should create spaces for kids to explore and discover who they are. It's going to be a great, no, it's not going to be, it is a great, great time for my school and for what we're doing. Call to action. What are you doing for your kids to engage them beyond just the ABCs of 1, 2, 3s? What are you doing to make sure they're engaged that in ways that allows for learning English, language arts, science, math, social studies, and all the core content areas becomes the icing on the cake. We always want to make the clubs and those extracurricular activities the icing on the cake. But I'd say being proficient in math, being a strong writer and reader should be the icing, should be the sweetest part of the cake. Because if we do it the right way, those skills and those core content knowledge feed into what they're doing as photographers, as content creators, because they're now thinking human beings, they're researching, they're making sure that what they're putting out to the world is based on fact. Whatever they're creating has a foundation that is kind of like an upside down cake, if that makes any sense. It's really allowing their learning to be grounded in fun. So what are you doing in your school in these regards, whether it's in science, whether it's in arts, whether it's in math, or whatever it is? What are you doing for your school? And if you're not doing something, think about it. How do I engage my kids in my school? How do I engage the families in ways that allows for them to truly not want to not be in school? All right, y'all. Uche Joku Sneaker Principal, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode, which is going to be happening very, very soon. Y'all, do well.